Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, as you guys can see up on the screen. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about Sofi Technologies Incorporated. This is ticker symbol SOFI, or Sofi, the exact name of the company. They make it nice and easy for you there. And the reason why we're talking about this one today is a really weird and I guess interesting day for Sofi. Like we started out red. We come up green pretty decently, and I mean, this is a big move from where we opened, 4.5%, almost 5% up intraday, and then we gave all those gains right back, and then we end up down lower than we ever were before. Like, man, what a roller coaster type of day, and then we end up being down 3.65%, which is kind of a rough day. After hours, we're up 0.4%, but hey, I don't really think that matters that much. But yeah, really interesting. And part of it was the fact that the stock market in general wasn't doing amazingly today. Dow Jones down 0.19%. S&P down 0.63%, NASDAQ down 1.21%, and the Russell was down 1.97%. But yeah, SoFi, underperformed all of them, even though all the major indices were down. SoFi was down a lot more, and it was just kind of weird that started out green and then end up down so heavily. But in this video today, we're going to be going over all the latest for SoFi stock, kind of talking about what's going on with the company and with the stock and everything. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. And of course, subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. As always, there will be no financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to buy, not telling you guys to sell. Nothing like that. Just giving my thoughts and opinions on some of the news, some of the latest stuff like that. So with that being said, let's get right into this one. Rough day for SoFi, but over the past week, we're still in the green, up 3.72% over the past month. Down 12.7%, and year to date, SoFi still getting killed, down 37.69% in just a little bit under 3 months at this point, which is just really crazy. But hey, it could be worse because again, just a couple weeks ago, we were down almost 50% year to date, which is even crazier. So it is nice to see that again, from these lows, we're up 23, almost 25%. So maybe things are starting to turn around in the right direction. But I mean, really, all of 2022, SoFi has just been lower and lower, and we haven't hit a new low yet. Obviously, we're not at 52-week lows or anything like that. We're actually significantly off 52-week lows, 977 to 774, but we're not holding above $10. We're not really, going up at all in any meaningful way. So it's a weird time to be a SoFi shareholder right now. But some of the news regarding SoFi stock, this is from the SoFi stock subreddit. SoFi is one of the only two banks to be named in the Time 100 Most Influential Companies in 2022. And, I don't know exactly how big of a deal this is going to end up being, but it seems like people are excited about it for right now at least. They say that SoFi became the first full-service financial technology startup to receive a formal U.S. banking license, a big step on the way to becoming a fully fledged major bank. We're changing what banking is and feels like, says Anthony Noto, obviously the CEO of SoFi, and we won't stop until we're one of the top 10 financial institutions in the country. And it's funny because it's like, oh, we won't stop till then, but then after we're that, then we are going to stop. Like, I don't know, kind of a weird thing, but funny. I am confident SoFi stock price will reflect SoFi's true potential with time, says this guy. I believe SoFi is going to dominate the banking industry. SoFi will beat the great majority of its competitors with low loan interest rates, higher savings yields. I mean, I still think that the savings yield on the checking accounts is just crazy. And a one-stop financial institution made for the people. SoFi is the most diverse fintech with products on investment, including IPO, investing, loans, credit card, insurance, crypto, savings, checkings, and the forthcoming options trading. It has a big advantage with dramatically fewer employees overhead compared to traditional banks. SoFi, being the most diversified fintech, is virtually unstoppable when you add Galileo, Technesis, Pagaya AI, the social network with social trading and investing features, international expansion, the flywheel business model, possible ending of the CARES Act in 2022, and possible tax services. SoFi has teamed up with different companies to offer insurance and estate planning. It has the biggest publicity and advertisement with the magnificent SoFi Stadium. The upcoming rise in interest rate further benefits SoFi Bank through increased profit margins. SoFi's future is limitless, and I am with SoFi for the long haul. SoFi favors the brave. Go SoFi. So, kind of a cool thing here. They say here to break into the top 10 at current market values, we're looking at a stock price of $150 per share. And again, that's if current market values don't go up over time, so if Noto is talking about being a top 10 financial institution in the United States, that's some crazy gains from $10 to $150 per share. And again, that's if the market doesn't increase over time, depending on what kind of time frame they're looking at. If they're looking at 3, 5, 10 years in the future, top 10, those goalposts are going to be moving. Top 10 isn't going to be $150 per share anymore. The market value, if the United States is able to keep being successful and keep growing and all that stuff, these kind of estimations, they're going to increase. They're going to be even higher. And if the United States fizzles out and sucks and dies or whatever, then hey, none of this is probably going to matter anyway. So, yeah, shooting for $150+ price target. Again, I have no idea what timeline that is, if it's 2, 3, 5, 10, 25, whatever years. But still, I mean, on really any of those timelines, getting to $150 per share would be seen as pretty massive success in most investors' eyes. So that's kind of something interesting to kind of keep in mind there. But yes, the fact that they were named as one of the only 2 banks in the Time 100 most influential companies in 2022, and then this guy kind of just gave this nice little blurb about it. It's a pretty interesting deal, pretty interesting and big. So then we have this Apple question mark. I assume the midday pullback for SoFi was related to the chatter about Apple bringing financial services in-house. Then this guy asked, is there a possibility that Apple attempts to acquire SoFi? If so, what would happen to the SoFi shares? Just curious. I'm long SoFi. And, some other people say, no, Apple will not acquire SoFi. They would have to strip it back way too much to fit the financial arm of their product offering, or Apple would have to have ambitions to own a bank. Neither are likely. Apple has always and continues to develop their own garden variety of apps and services. One of them is a wallet with their own brand of credit card. They're making moves to make it better and expand outside the U.S. They're not trying to be a bank. And then what I think is most likely is this guy says midday pullback was because the entire market pulled back. And yes, again, like I said, the market had a rough day today, and SoFi did underperform the market, but that's not unusual. SoFi generally outperforms the market on green days and underperforms the market on red days, and it's just, it's not really a coincidence when we've had more red days overall for the market in 2022 than green days that SoFi has been down. But still, even if you look at the year to date, when the market's done well, SoFi has done well. SoFi has gone up, 25% in 4 days. Here they've gone up 12.5% in 4 days. Like, SoFi has had some crazy run-ups. It's just that overall, the major indices, Russell, S&P, NASDAQ, all this stuff, they haven't had a whole lot of green days. So I don't think much of what happened with SoFi today has anything to do with Apple, even if there is chatter about them bringing financial services in-house. I don't really see how that could affect SoFi too much. Like they said, yeah, Apple stuff is cool, the Apple Wallet's cool, the Apple Card's cool, Apple Pay, all that stuff. But I don't see that eating into what SoFi's got going on really at all, and not in a big way. But last thing I want to talk about in this video, kind of the biggest deal, the biggest story, is this. Student loan repayment may restart soon. This is from Forbes.com. The president has spoken. If you're expecting wide-scale student loan cancellation, you won't find any in the president's proposed annual budget to Congress. Student loan cancellation for specific groups of student loan borrowers rather than for all federal student loan borrowers. Biden wants to work with Congress to improve income-driven repayment. Biden wants to improve and expand student loan forgiveness for public servants. Biden also hasn't commented on any possible extension of the student loan payment pause beyond May 1st, 2022. Again, it's May 30th. It's March 30th today. So these dates are coming very soon. They are rapidly approaching. So he hasn't commented on any of that. 2022, nor is it included in his annual budget. Therefore, student loan borrowers should expect student loan payments to restart soon. So yeah, it is time to start, for all the people out there, if you do have student loan payments coming up, it's time to start preparing. Maybe it'll get pushed back again, but it's seeming less and less likely like it will. And if it's not, then hey, this is going to be a big deal for SoFi. This is going to be something where obviously once student loans start back up, people are going to be refinancing with SoFi again. People are going to be paying off their debts again. That is a big catalyst. That's going to be a lot of money, revenue, all this stuff for SoFi, and it will be good for them to get this thing done sooner rather than later. And it's just a question mark looming over SoFi and the entire stock market, and the markets don't like questions. They like having answers. So in a lot of ways, that will be good. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Tell me to drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SOFI. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hope we catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.